Hi everybody, this is Stephanie from Rabbitry Yarns, and we're going to show you today we have the difference between our white clover and also our red clover that's growing. So what I'm showing you right now in our yard is a white clover. So white clover is, it can grow a little bit shorter than this, it can grow a little bit longer than this. This is more of a white. It has on the end, when it starts drying out, it gets a little bit brown down there. The actual clover leaf part of the plant doesn't grow as tall as the flower, and there's typically just 3 petals. So this one's kind of folded up. It's a little bit hard to see, but you can see, for example, on this leaf, there's 3 petals. So this is a clover that just grows in the yard. The rabbits love eating the flowers. They love eating the actual leaves. Clover is something that is a treat for the rabbits. So when we take a walk and we go over to a different part of the yard, we're going to see a much different plant. So this right here is grapevine, and you can hear there's bees up above here because the actual grapevine itself is starting to bud. This right here, what you're looking at, is a red clover plant. This is a much bigger plant. This plant itself, when you feel this stem, this is a very fibrous, very thick stem. You do see some similarities. So you have, again, 3 leaves on the plant, but the actual flower itself is more of, it's called a red clover, but it is more of like a pinkish magenta type purple flower. Now, some of the actual plants, these will grow more in a clump. So the base of the plant, as you can see down here, is a clump. Now, there's a clump. This is all clumps of red clover growing here, but you can have your white clover and you can have your red clover growing very close to each other. So if I just look over on this side of the yard, we have white clover growing, and it's a bit dry here, but you'll see the clover still tries. And over here, just a short distance, you have more of the red clover. Now, if you are feeding your rabbit clover for the first time, you always want to be cautious. As with everything you feed your rabbit for the first time, you don't want to feed handful after handful to your rabbit. You want to ease into it. And rabbits love the variety. They love all the different kinds of clovers that you can eat. You just want to always do the same thing of making sure it is chemical free, it is completely clean. And of course, you want to harvest it from property that is either your property that you know, or from somebody you have permission to be on, and that you know the actual property, whether it's been treated with chemicals or not. So that's our red clover, that's our white clover. Let's just show a little different side by side before we end this particular video. So we have this red clover, and we'll set that down. So you have, this is about the length of my arm. It's very long piece of red clover. And then if I take a piece of white clover and put them side by side, you can see just the actual difference in the clover itself is quite substantial. So this white clover is a bit shorter, and it has nothing compared to the length of the red clover. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. If you find this plant growing in your yard, you have your white clover you can identify, and you also have your red clover, which both are equally edible for your rabbits. Enjoy.